And one more meaningful moment. Exactly 1 year ago, Marisa Gomez came to the Distinguished Young Woman of California as the Distinguished Young Woman of Coastal San Diego. 10 days later, she left as the Distinguished Young Woman of California class of 2015. We're all very proud of this dynamic young woman, and this year she has represented our great state as Distinguished Young Woman of California with great care and dignity. Please welcome Distinguished Young Woman of California, Marisa Gomez.
I am absolutely shocked at the fact that I am standing in front of all of you today. Because 1 year ago, I was on this stage with all of these young women, and I knew that I didn't have a shot of winning, or at least I thought I knew that. I had called my dad the first night of rehearsals, and I said, "Dad, I'm not going to win because these girls are amazing, but that's okay, because I'm going to have the best time in the world." 1 year ago today, I was absolutely shocked, so much so that I almost fell off of the platform. And I was named the Distinguished Young Woman of California. Now, most of you may recognize Distinguished Young Women as a scholarship program, something very important for building a resume and the oldest and largest scholarship program for high school girls in the nation. But I've experienced a completely different side. To me, yes, it is that, but it is so much more. Because there's never been a place, other than here, that I've ever felt like I could be anything that I wanted to be. There was never a place where I felt as though I was not being judged at all, even though there are like a table of judges sitting over there, which is weird. I don't know. And there was never a place where I felt like any one of these girls were wishing for me to trip, or were not rooting me on at any point, because they were. They were praying for me, they were helping me, they were guiding me, and my roommate and I became best friends. It was a year ago today that my life changed forever. Because Distinguished Young Women is so much more than all of you see here in the audience. It is not about fitness and how high your kicks are. It is not about self-expression and how short or long your response was, or how beautiful your dress was, or how amazing your hair looks that evening. It's also not about your talent and the things that you've worked for in that sense. It is about the young women that are going to be changing the world in the future. It is about the young women that are here to inspire each other and build each other up, because there is only one woman that can go home with a medal around her neck. But every single one of these young women walks out of here improved and new. Because coming into this competition and coming into Distinguished Young Women, I saw myself as average. I questioned all of my choices. I was very indecisive. And I looked up to a lot of people that I thought that I could never be them. I said, okay, well, this is what I want to be, but I don't think that there's ever a chance that I could ever become that. And coming in here now, I am so much more confident than I ever was. And I know that as the Distinguished Young Woman of California, and just as a human, I can do whatever I set my mind to, because of these girls that stood on the stage with me as we held hands before my name was called. Distinguished Young Women is so incredibly special, because there is nothing like it in the world. There is no place where some of the smartest and brightest and most talented young women in the state of California can come together and be seen as equals, where they don't have to compete for a GPA, or they don't have to be seen as something weird or odd. Because here there is no judgment. Here there is only love. Here is where I have found home. And in the next years, I am going to go out into the world and I am going to do something amazing. I am going to Fordham University in New York City, and I am going to try to be a politician. Try to be somebody who makes a positive change in this world and tries to make things not about a competition. Tries to make things not about just the self. Because growing up, My mother was diagnosed with breast cancer when I was 7, and it was instilled in me from a very young age that giving back is important. And then when she passed away when I was 13, I decided to commit myself to that even more, to become the type of person that is only giving. And then coming here, I knew that I could actually do that. And I knew that there was some way that I could shine, even if the judges didn't think that I did. I walked on that stage that night, and I was about to perform my talent, and my microphone didn't work, and I sang without one. And I thought, man, I really wish I had one more chance to show them who I am. And I was bummed. And I said, okay, well, maybe it's okay. And I'm going to be so excited for the young woman who wins. I even committed to TPing her house that night, but then it was me that was I like how that's what you all thought about. And so today is the last day that I will be the distinguished young woman of California. Tonight I will go to sleep, and I will no longer be able to say that. For the past 365 days, I have woken up and questioned whether or not it truly happened, because it was so unbelievable to me that somebody saw a light in me that I couldn't see in myself, that somebody saw me as special, and that these girls were supporting me, and that I saw them as special, and I saw them as infinitely better than I was. But God works in mysterious ways, and somehow I am standing here before you. I would not be here without the help of my amazing father, who has been a single father for 5 years now. I would not be here if it were not for the amazing production team, who has been encouraging me and laughing with me this entire week, who last year made jokes with me and pushed me to be the best person that I could ever be in my entire life. These are the people that are encouraging and are loving and are helping these women become something that they never thought that they could ever be. I wouldn't be here without the mom hens, or my host family, or my best friend, or the participants. I am only here because of them. And I am only here because of the millions of people that have participated in Distinguished Young Women as a volunteer or a sponsor or something or other. Those are the people that are making a change in the world. And my older sister, Andrea, likes to tell me that I live my life in the clouds, that sometimes I'm a little bit idealistic. Sometimes I think that the world is a bit too sunshiny, and I have a little bit too much faith in people. But how could I have a little bit less faith in people when I have been surrounded with the most amazing people that I've ever met in the world? By the people who are changing the world, by the people who are inspiring others, and by the people who are changing this generation and are making light happen in the world. Every single room that these young women walk into is lit. And I didn't know that until I came here. Until I realized that there is something that I have to give to this world. Until I realized that somebody saw something special in me. I have become significantly more confident. I have gone out into the world, and I have so much more drive now. Last week, my best friend and I were driving in a car together, and she said, "Distinguished young women changed you." And I was a little scared, because when people say, "Ooh, you've changed," it's like the breakup scene in a movie when people are like, "Oh, you've changed, we shouldn't do this anymore." And she said, no, it's all good. She said, "It used to be that I was the one who was always standing up for people. And I was the one that was saying what I felt. And you were like this little flower, and you were kind, and I was always afraid that you would get stepped on." And she said, "Now you go out into the world and you do you, and I'm just so proud of everything that I've seen." And I didn't know that I'd changed that much until she mentioned that. I didn't know that I was a different person now. I didn't know that things were different, that I could do absolutely anything, and that I am anybody that I want to be. Thank you so much to every single person who has influenced my life here. Thank you for every single person who has believed in me, even when my voice was gone earlier this week, even when I tripped one time at my host house this week, even when I was doing anything that was silly or speaking in a British accent, which I do far too often. And I couldn't be more happy. And tonight I'm going to go home, and I'm going to be crying happy and sad tears, because it breaks my heart to be leaving. But I'll be back next year on production. I've already kind of committed to that. But it breaks my heart to be leaving this chapter of my life and to have to go out into the world where not everything is easy, and I won't have these young women to guide me. But every single day, this program has influenced me, and I'm a changed young woman who is ready. I'm going to be crying because I'm so happy for the young woman who wins this evening and becomes the representative, because she has no idea what she's getting herself into. In a good way, she's going to be changed. She's going to become somebody that she never thought that she could be. And every single one of these young women has become that. But the reason that this young woman is winning this evening, whoever it is because she needs to know that that light is hers. And she needs to know that it is time to share it. And I'm so glad that somebody saw that light in me, because now I'm ready. I'm ready to say goodbye. I am ready to not just be the distinguished young woman of California, but I'm ready to be Marisa Gomez. The young woman who's going to go out into this world and is going to kick some butt in the political field, and is going to make sure that people are kind to each other. And is going to try to be the best representative of this program, even after the medal is not around my neck. So thank you so much to every single one of you. And good luck to the young women who are standing behind this curtain. I know they're all nervous, and I know that one girl's life is going to change this evening forever. This is not just a scholarship program. This is an experience that shapes the human being. Thank you so much.
A bright and loving person to carry the ideals of this program. And Marisa, we know you're going to continue to impact so many lives. Thank you.